appreciate you being on. So I want to get your response to this, Congressman. You saw the statement from Speaker Paul Ryan. Senator McCain has also been critical of President Trump's decision to pardon the sheriff. What do you think?
Well, I think that Sheriff Joe should never have been prosecuted in the first place. There was an overwhelming bias in the Justice Department, the Obama Justice Department, who was hell-bent on convicting him no matter what they had to do. The judge that they used was a left-wing judge that ignored the witness of every witness in the trial contradicted the conviction. And you know, there is a large portion, Lisa, of the radical militant left in America that hold law enforcement and the military personnel of this country in contempt, because they see them as defenders of an American constitutional philosophy and way of life that the left despises. And the real injustice here was that Sheriff Joe was prosecuted at all. And I'm just grateful that the president had the courage to correct this injustice. You know, Sheriff Joe is 85 years old, and his wife Ava is desperately ill. And if she had to watch him go to jail, she probably would have seen him for the last time. And it's just outrageous when you consider the pardons and commutations of Mr. Clinton and Mr. Obama. I mean, we can go through some of those, but they were just unbelievable. So that the left has any comment at all here is amazing, yeah.
Right. And Congressman, another news item to drop on Friday night was Sebastian Gorka.
Absolutely, and in fact, I'm glad you brought that up. January 17th, President Obama commuted the sentences of 1,700 prisoners. One of those people was a guy named Oscar Lopez. All right, this is a guy that Politico calls a terrorist. Politico, not exactly a bastion of conservative thought. All right, this guy, by all means, should not have been let go. So if you're upset about Joe Arpaio getting pardoned during a heavy news cycle, then you better be upset about Oscar Lopez, who was a terrorist. What was the quote that Politico used? The most organized, active, well-trained, and deadly domestic terror group in the United States, FALN. This guy was the leader of it. If you're mad about Arpaio, then show me the tweets on January 17th when President Obama had commuted the sentence of Oscar Lopez. If not, then that is the definition of selective outrage. And that's why people don't trust the media so much, because it's phony, it reeks, and it sticks to your boots.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Joe, because when you see stuff like this, it's playing right into President Trump's hands when he goes out there at these rallies and he says, fake news, I'm looking at you, you know, CNN or whatever it is, whoever he decides to call out that night. I mean, they're playing right into this, aren't they?
They are, because I don't think that the media is emotionally capable or mature to handle President Trump's insults. My wife's an ER doctor, right? And when people come in,